So you probably want to pause the video so you have time to copy down this problem for your notes. But unpause when you're ready. So we have a claim here, a claim from a Chamber of Commerce representative. And so as we read through the claim, our job is going to be, in order to conduct hypothesis testing, our job is going to be write the claim in symbols, and then we'll identify whether it is a null or an alternative hypothesis. So the claim is about temperatures, and they're claiming that the mean temperatures here in the summer is 82 degrees. So we're focusing in on that keyword is. It doesn't say less than, greater than, it's just is. So writing that claim in symbols, and I always just use the variable x when I write my claims. Your book, I notice, will use a different variable depending on the wording, but I just use the variable x. Is just an equal bar. Again, it's not less than or greater than, it's just they're saying x is, the mean, is 82. By the way, I don't have my stylus with me, so I'm using my finger, so it's all wonky. So hopefully you'll forgive me. Okay, that's the claim. So I'm going to label it as the claim. Wow, that looks really bad. All right, well. Next thing we're going to do is write the complement. So we have a claim written. We're going to write the complement of that, which would be, what are all the other options? Well, the other option is that x does not equal 82. We don't say less than, we don't say greater than, because it could be either or. So that's our complement to x equals. And now our job is to identify which is the null and which is the hypothesis. We look at one thing and one thing only. Which of those two symbols has an equal bar? Well, this one has the actual full equal sign, so that automatically makes it the null hypothesis, which means the other symbol is our HA, our alternative hypothesis statement. So we have identified the null, which we symbol as HO or HO. Yeah, okay, I know it's weird, but that's what we do. And HA is the alternative. And now what we're going to do is determine whether or not, when we go to do our testing, whether we're going to do a left-tailed, right-tailed, or two-tailed test. You only look at the HA. It doesn't matter what the claim is. It doesn't matter what the claim is. You only look at the HA statement, and you look at its symbol. The not equal to symbol tells you that you're going to conduct a two-tailed, basically because you're going in two directions, greater than and less than. Those two things together make up not equal to. So here's our second example. Those of you that are from the Tri-Cities area, they have speed cameras that they put up in a little city town called Piney Flats. And they claim it's because there were a lot of accidents there. And, you know, I think really, to be honest with you, a bunch of us should go in there and do some hypothesis testing. But so it might be that after the cameras, they wanted to do some analysis, and they're saying that now there are at most 3 accidents per month in Piney Flats. Well, if we're going to do hypothesis testing, we need to be able to put that claim in symbols. So I've got to be really careful with the phrase at most 3. The word most we usually associate with greater than. But in this case, it says at most, which means that's the most they're saying you're going to have at any given month. It could be less. So that's at most 3 is actually the symbol x is less than or equal to 3. So it could be 3. That's why we have to put the equal bar. But that is the most it could be. So it could be less than, it could be equal to, but that's it. So x is less than or equal to 3. Again, you can use any variable other than x. You could use m or a for accidents, or your book uses the mean symbol, I think. But anyway, that's our claim. And now what we're going to do is we're going to write the complement to that. So the opposite of being less than or equal to is simply being greater than 3. That's the complement. Now we're going to identify which is the null and which is the alternative. It has to do with only one thing, and that's which of these symbols have the equal bar. And there it is right there. That one has the equal bar. This one has no equal bar. This one does. So automatically that tells you that that is your null hypothesis. That means, again, that the complement is HA. Your claim will not always be the null. It just depends on which symbol has the equal bar. So now let's talk about what type of test to conduct, whether it's left-tailed, right-tailed, or two-tailed. We only look at the HA statement, the alternative. Not the claim, not the HO, but the HA. Always the HA. We look at the symbol. X is greater than 3 If you think about that symbol as an arrow, it's pointing to the right. So your answer would be, we're going to conduct a right-tailed test. It's one-tailed, and that tail is actually, we're interested in the area pointing to the right. Okay, last one that we have on this example. So we have a claim that somebody's making more than 62%. That's the language we're interested in. That's our claim. More than is a greater than concept. So we're going to say X is greater than. I'm going to put 0.62 because when we conduct our hypothesis testing, we always convert percentages to decimals. So that's the claim. So I'm going to write down, I'm going to label that as the claim. I'm going to write the complement, the opposite of being greater than. You can't just say less than 0.62. And the reason is because you're leaving out the equal option. So if it's not greater than 0.62, it could be less than 0.62 or it could be equal to. So the complement would be less than or equal to. Now your job is to look for which of those statements has the equal bar. There is no equal bar with the claim. This time the equal bar is down here in the complement. So wherever the equal bar is, that's the only thing you look at to determine, to determine that the null hypothesis this time is down in your complement statement down there. And that means your claim is an alternative. Your claim in this case is an HA. So sometimes your claim is the null, sometimes your claim is the alternative. It's important that you remember that. Now the next skills determine whether it's right-tailed, left-tailed, or two-tailed. I don't worry about which is the claim. All I look for, if I could borrow that arrow, nope, I'll have to make another arrow. All I look for is the HA. Here's my HA. So I look for the HA, I go to the symbol at the HA statement. That arrow is pointing to the right. So I know that I'm going to conduct a right-tailed test again.